Now, class 2, I'm sure you found your beanbag. Now, I don't have my beanbag with me, so I'm going to use a little ball of wool. Okay, so what I would first like you to do is to take your beanbag and to throw it up in the air 10 times. So you're going to throw and catch, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. Now, I'm not going to do all 10 just because I don't want the video to be too long. But if we were in class together, we do it all together and we do it until number 10. So I would like you to take your beanbag, the green one that you have, and you are going to put it under your chin. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your hands and just place them on your knees, and you're just going to turn your head from side to side. And you're just going to do that 5 times to the right and 5 times to the left. Okay? And once you've finished your 5, you're going to take your beanbag and you are going to put it between your knees. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your hands and you're going to put them on the floor because you're going to need your hands on the floor. And you're just going to lift your heels off the floor and you're going to do 5 to the right and 5 to the left. Then you're going to put your feet back on the floor and you're going to slide your feet 5 to the right and 5 to the left. Now, I'm sure if mom or dad are there with you, you could tell them whether the first one where you lifted your feet was easier or whether the second one where you had your feet on the floor was easier. So you can tell me later on when I speak to you on the video call, you can tell me which one was easiest for you. Maybe both of them are. Now you are going to take your beanbag and you're going to put it between your toes. So you're going to hold it with your toes. So not in the middle of your feet, but at the tips of your toes. And then you're going to put your hands on the floor and you're going to move your feet from side to side 5 times to the right and 5 times to the left. And now when you are done, my little beanbag slipped a bit in between my toes. So I have to fix it just below my toes. And I'm going to squeeze it with my feet. And now I'm going to lift up my feet and I'm going to go 5 times to the left and 5 times to the right. And once I'm done with all 5, I'm going to put my feet down, take a deep breath, and then I'm going to rest. Now, class 2, once you've had a moment to just relax from the exercises that we've done together, maybe you found them very difficult because maybe your body feels like it's just still waking up. And you know what? Early in the morning when it's very cold, class 2, then what happens is that our bodies are very sore and stiff. So we have to go very, very slowly with it. But I'm sure you know from being with me in the class that Teach Joy always says, just go very slowly. Now, we've warmed up our bodies a bit, but now we're going to work in our books. And in order to work in our books, we need to warm up our hands. So the big blue book that you have in your folder, that's the one where we do all our patterns in. That's the one we're going to work with now. So I would like you to put your hands on your book like mine is. And I'd like you to spread your fingers out. And I'd just like you to take a moment and look at how beautiful your hands are. To think that they can create all these magical things. And when you open your book and you look at the work you've done, you realize just how magical your hands have been this year. But our hands get tired, class 2. They get tired and they need a little bit of waking up. So what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can wake them up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to lift them up off the book and we're just going to wiggle our fingers. Just wiggle them. And just feel, how do they feel? Do they feel tired? Do they feel stiff? Are they sore? Just wiggle them. And once you've wiggled them quite well, all of them, every single finger, you can put them back down on the book. And now what we are going to do is, we are going to start either with the right hand or the left hand. It does not matter which one. And we're going to start with the thumb. So we're going to lift the thumb up for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go to our pointer finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go to our middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go to our ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go to our pinky finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I would like you to do that twice on your right hand and twice on your left hand. And once you've finished it, we will be ready to begin with our pencils. So now class 2, you're going to take one of your block crayons and you're going to start in your blue book on a new clean page with your border. Now, as we remember that when we do our border, sometimes it comes like this where you don't get the color in between. And that just means you need to work a little bit harder to get that border. So I'd like you to do your border all the way around your page. Now, class 2, you're going to find the middle of your page over here and you're going to do a line all the way down, like you remember. And then you're going to find the middle on this side and you're going to do one all the way across. Now class 2, you're going to take one of your color pencils and you can use any color. You could start with yellow like we always do, and then you can use a darker color, or you can just start with your color. Now we are going to imagine that we are walking down some steps. But the strange thing is, class 2, that every time you get to the next step, it's a little bit shorter than the one before. Now, as you can see, my steps started from the top and they went all the way to the bottom, but they stayed in my square over here. And now on the other side, I'm going to imagine that I've now come to the end of my staircase. But as I look in front of me, I notice, wait, there are stairs and they are going all the way up. But this time, each time I step onto one is longer than the other. Now class 2, this is what you should have on your page. In the one square on the left, you have your staircase starting from the tallest, longest step all the way to the smallest one, and then from the smallest one all the way to the tallest one. And I know that you all remember how to hold your pencil from in class, just like that. Now class 2, if you remember, when we take a walk, usually we see many strange things, and sometimes they're quite beautiful. But on this walk, we are noticing that there are these half circles, ones that as they go into the center, they get smaller and smaller. Now, if you look, they started from the top and they came all the way around and they got smaller and smaller as they got to the center. But now, class 2, what we are noticing is that at the center, it is so tiny. But now it starts to grow and grow as we walk out from the center, back out to the outside. So class 2, this is what your book should look like. You have your stairs on the top and you have your circles at the bottom. I look forward to seeing your beautiful work.